I'm Ms. Bessard and I'm here with Ms. McCraft from Broward County School District. We are here today to address this topic about classroom management. Here also we have Mr. Telemark from Poland. He is here to talk about the education in Poland. We have asked him to join us today to talk about this topic because Poland was the first country in the world to prohibit corporal punishment back in 1783.
Hi, Mr. Telemark. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you. Hello, how are you? Thank you
fine.
guys so much for having me. Thank you so much.
No problem. Mr. Telemark, here next to you we have Ms. McCraft. She's here to talk a little bit about classroom management in South Florida.
Mr. Telemark, it's very nice to meet you. Glad you were able to make it here today.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Here in Broward County, our school district overall graduation rates was 75.3% compared to 76.4% per year. Statewide, 75.6% of students graduated. Mr. Telemark, can you tell us what the graduation rates are in Poland?
Yes, ma'am. I would love to. We're actually at a large percentage of 90%.
Wow, that is spectacular, Mr. Telemark.
Yes, ma'am.
Here we have that classroom management plays an important role in the classroom and therefore affects management plays. What? Okay, so can you give us some insight on the classroom management in Poland, or if you can share some strategies that really work in your classroom?
Yes, ma'am. First of all, there is a great deal of differences in Poland's education. In Poland, education is optional at the age of 3 and is a playing environment. Our students start schooling at the age of 7, and we have 6 years of primary schooling. When do your students, Ms. McGrath, am I correct?
Yes.
When do your students begin their schooling? And how many years of schooling do they have?
Okay, well, our schools, there's an option to enroll in VPK, which is for 4-year-olds, and it is called Voluntary Pre-Kindergarten, which stands for the VPK. And yeah, if they do not choose to enroll in VPK, they will begin schooling at the age of 5, which is kindergarten, moving on to 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade through high school, which is 12th grade. And we have actually 8 years of primary schooling, Mr. Telemark.
Wow, that seems like the students in Poland have more of an opportunity to get involved with the program of their choice and short after work in the career of their choice.
Yes, ma'am. In Poland, after about 3 years of middle school, the students have a choice between general, education or lyceum, what we call it there, or vocational education or technical secondary schooling, where the students can actually graduate in a vocational diploma and start working right after.
Wow, that seems like the students in Poland have more of an opportunity to get involved with the program of their choice.
Well, yes, it does. Here our schools offer only academic education, or an education where our students will be prepared for higher education or college. I know only a handful of schools which are vocational or technical, which offer high school opportunities for students to enroll in a half-day vocational program in which, when they graduate the high school, they will actually receive a certificate for the vocation of their choice, which was one of the choices that the vocation offers, along with their diploma.
Wow, now that we have a clear understanding of your educational system, can you tell me more about your classroom management plan?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I can definitely do that. In Poland, it's not uncommon for teachers to have dinner with students' parents, or go to students' houses and have dinner, or actually be seen outside of school with them. We feel in Poland that great student-teacher, parent-teacher relationships are key to effective communication. I currently teach at the Poland Prep Academy, and even though it may not be the same as other schools in our province, but it's very similar. One of the mission statements that I believe what that our school has and also other schools do follow is this right here. Building a relationship with students and parents isn't a part of skill teaching, but it's actually part of skill teaching. So that way effective communication is back and forth between the parents, the students, and vice versa. So whenever the student is going down, downhill or spiral, that the parents know right away. So it's never an issue.
Wow. What do you have to say about this, Ms. McCraft?
It seems like your students have more confidence.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I agree with you. We do things a little different here in South Florida. We promote positive teacher-to-student relationships, but it can only go so far. Teachers have various ways of communication tools, and they do use them as much as possible, such as emailing, by phone, or not even text messaging, because we don't give out teachers' phone numbers due to privacy. And they do use them as much as they can. But it's a two-way street, and parents must respond to the teachers' emails and or notes in the students' daily agenda books.
I do agree. It seems as though the Polish, and I'm not too sure if it's South Florida or just the U.S. environment, is different when it comes to those types of relationships. But it's not just relationship building that's effective classroom management, but in Poland we use effective strategies and we maximize time. For instance, if a student is done with an assignment or a test, the teacher wouldn't necessarily say, oh, put your head down, or take a break. She would say, well, start on your next assignment, because we don't leave room for a student to misbehave or do anything of that nature. So we'll say, hey, start on your next project. Go to the computer lab over here, or go to the reading area. Constantly keep your mind stimulated. That way you're not reaching the point of boredom, and then, you tend to act up or do certain things you're not supposed to do.
Wow, I think those strategies are great, Mr. Telemack. I think that our teachers would benefit from using those strategies.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Wow. I think that we are now more knowledgeable about the differences between the education in Poland and here in South Florida. So thank you, Mr. Telemack, for sharing, and I know you have a long way to go. And thanks to Ms. McCraft for sharing about the education here and our local school.
Once again, thank you guys for having me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was a
Thank
pleasure
you.
meeting
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.